boys and girls. Welcome to another There Is a Place trailer. This is our second trailer. We're advertising the TV show coming up, boys and girls, the There Is a Place episodes. I hope keep your eyes open for it. It should be coming soon. It may already be here, but we'll be having these trailers coming up. This is our second trailer. As you can see, we're filming. This is my studio that we're filming from. This is WREV. REV stands for Revolution, boys and girls. And you can see, isn't this a great studio? This is where we have to plan our revolution. I'm in contact with a lot of people here. Here's part of the set, as you can see, all around. I have a computer where I'm constantly in contact with all the workers of the world, all over the world. I was just with somebody from the Sahara Desert. He was on a computer. Isn't this amazing? He had his little laptop, I have my little laptop, and we're in contact with each other. Unbelievable, the technology. Anyway, we're forming this revolution, a peaceful revolution, by the way, for a better new world, a way better new world, a truly democratic new world. Anyway, these are the sets here, that control the lighting and all this, and also that I could even get in contact with more people. Here's a lot of times you could reach me on this telephone. Although it's very old-fashioned phone, it's modern. It's hooked up to the computer. This phone is unbelievably up-to-date technology. It looks old-fashioned, okay, but it works better than a BlackBerry. Unbelievable. This is unbelievable how we set this up. Through this, I've been in contact with so many people in the world. I could find out so much information that you find out on the internet right from this phone. I know, and we kind of set it up in honor of the history of the telephone. We have an old-fashioned setup, okay? Because boys and girls, in order to understand, to prepare for a revolution, you have to know the history. How did we get the way we are today? And so that way we can move forward and have this revolution. So this is part of history. That's why we have this setup like this. But this phone is unbelievable. It's to be honest with you, because we have such great technicians on this working on this show. The BlackBerry's actually behind this. It's not even near this yet. But that's just an opinion. I think this could do many things that a BlackBerry can't do yet. But you'll see for yourself. Okay, you decide for yourself. Anyway, this is tremendous. Anyway, to move on today, like I said, this is our second trailer. The title of our second trailer, as we're advertising, we're advertising. I'm letting you know, we're going to have a new TV show coming on called There Is a Place. Different episodes. It's 25 minutes long, half hour long, roughly. And I hope you like the show when it's on. I hope maybe you've seen it, maybe it's already on. I don't know, but look for it if it's not. Today we're going to talk a little bit about Karl Marx. Okay, he was around 1818 to 1883, and we're going to look at some quotes that he said. This is very interesting. By the way, a lot of things that's been said about Karl Marx are inaccurate. Okay, and part of the episodes that you'll be seeing is I will present to you the accurate information about Karl Marx, his history. Karl Marx is not responsible for the development of the Soviet Union and China that we see today, that totalitarian bureaucracy. Karl Marx in his writings said he was against totalitarian bureaucracy. By the way, Karl Marx said he was against the death penalty. Okay, and if you look at those two countries, the former Soviet Union and China, the former Soviet Union under Stalin, 20 million people, the government exterminated 20 million people. Under China, Mao Zedong, it could be anywhere 30, 40 million, maybe even more people were exterminated. Marx was against government killing anybody. He was against the death penalty. So if they were truly Marxist, that would never have happened. Okay, and I'm going to tell you something about what Marx said about being Marxist, but that's a little bit down the line. Okay, but so this is something to realize, and there's hundreds and hundreds of examples. They may use his name, but they are not what they say they are. They never were. Okay, that was a government set up to be despotic, dictatorial. It's a totalitarian bureaucracy that was set up in his name, but he was always against those things, and that's very clear. Okay, let's look at a few quotes that Karl Marx said. The intellectual desolation artificially produced by converting immature human beings into mere machines. What he was and this is in his work Capital, this is Capital 2. What he's talking about there is getting people, if you look at what the market economy has done, getting people to work at factories, at plants, wherever, to work at these huge technological farms, to drill for whatever, to work in mines. In a way, what has been set up by the market economy in order for a handful of people to make a profit off of those people's work, in which they hardly get paid what they deserve to get paid, and even if they get paid something, in some cases, they're getting paid nowhere near the work that they put in, nowhere near the work they put in. They're actually, what's been set up by the market economy, if you look, human beings are nothing but parts of a machine. Okay, if you see how it's worked, they're just easily replaced, just like a part of a machine. And that's what Marx was saying when he was describing the market economy, or capitalism, and he was correct. That still applies to today. Marx also said, the philosophers have only interpreted the world in various ways. The point, however, is to change it. This is in Theses on Feuerbach. In 1888 he said this. Well, he's correct. If you look at the philosophers before Marx, all they did was describe it according in the way they viewed it. By the way, almost all philosophers before Karl Marx viewed the world from the elite's position. Karl Marx was one of the first philosophers that actually interpreted the world from the worker's viewpoint. And the worker's viewpoint is very simple. Okay? The workers do most of, if not all, the work, so therefore they should get most, if not all, the rewards. And that has not been the case under the market economy, nor has it been the case before it, but we're looking at the market economy now. It's all over the world. That is not the case with the market economy. Workers are exploited, some more than others, some oppressed. Anyway, what Marx is saying, it's not enough just to describe it. You got to change society for the better, and you got to make it clear, what are you going to change it to? What's the better? Okay, and that's important. And what Marx was talking about was economic democracy. He was talking about the workers owning and controlling the means of production and running things democratically, okay, at the workplace and at the government. And Marx was very clear on that if you read his work on the Paris Commune. He was talking about a true democracy. Okay, the last quote that I'm going to give from Marx here is, all I know is that I am not a Marxist. Marx said that. All I know is that I am not a Marxist. Okay, this is quoted in Frederick Engel's letter to Conrad Schmidt, and he wrote it in 1891. Marx was already dead then. But Marx said this because there were organizations saying they were Marxist, and they were saying things that Marx had nothing to do with. And when he was asked about that, they said, what do you think about that Marxist organization? And Marx said, I'm not a Marxist. Okay? In other words, if you think about it, boys and girls, Marx, the idea that anything would be named after him is an insult. You know, it's just like, think about something, boys and girls, and someone agrees with everything you say, and they say, I'm whatever your last name is. That's weird. And that's how Marx saw that. And that the idea that countries of the world called themselves Marxists is an insult to the man that they're supposedly praising. Okay. Anyway, Marx is not a Marxist. Okay, keep that in mind. He was for economic democracy. His name has been misused, and we'll be talking about that in future episodes, boys and girls. By the way, these quotes that I gave, you could find them in the original sources that I said, but also in Bartlett's quotations. Okay, boys and girls, so I want you to stay tuned. You know, keep looking for the There Is a Place episodes coming up. If they're not already there, watch them. Okay, and remember, you know, boys and girls, the revolution is coming. See you next time.